Yo, what's up? So, Peter, you doubted my amazing room. So first, this is two parts. First is the tour of the room and what everything is, and second is the math and science behind why my room is better than yours. So let's get into that. First of all, I'll just go through everything. First, I'll turn the room normal colored because I have LED lights. I have all of my remotes and stuff. I have a clock so I can keep time. That's for if I have to go to the bathroom or get water in the middle of the night. Up here is my bed. It's nice. Over here, I have some paintings, and I have some work for school. Over here, I have a little plant. It is proven that the more plants you have in your room, the better you can fall asleep at night. Here's a trophy I won for bowling. There's where I keep my hat during my sleep. I got a bookshelf, of course, with, books, trash can. My ukulele, a little light that I can turn off if I want. The best part right here is under my bed. I have storage in here. The top drawer is things I use the most. So I have pencils, I have drawing stuff, and I have my driving hours up here. Down here in the middle are things I'm currently working on. This is right now I'm making a board game, so all the stuff for that is in here. The third drawer. This one is things I don't use as often, but I still use. So this more grabbables. Bottom drawer right here. This is all my school books. It's pretty organized. Lastly, in here are all of my clothes. I have right here, this is where I keep all my keyboard stuff and GoPro things, as well as everyday usable items. Pretty handy. I have that right there I usually use for my list of school, of what to do. I have a desk, a chair, and a little light over there. Lastly, I do have a closet where I have clothes, Nerf guns, backpacks, shoes, and a couple other items in there. Now this is where the fun begins, because I'm going to mathematically show why my room is greater than Peter's room. Now I just set up my camera real quick, so I can, actually prove that I can do this. Come on, alright. I guess that's good enough. Alright. So, is this in a good spot? Oh, I guess that's fine. You probably won't be able to see this anyway. So, here is the formula for a perfect room, basically. So, it is the average of the usable space and what you used, of the design of the room, of the usability, which is basically the ease of access and stuff, and last is the appeal to others. So for the I'm tired, it's 11 o'clock. For the space, the usable space, basically the formula is the area of the floor of your room, so the length times the width of your room, times 3/5. The 2/5 of it is used for walking space, because you can't use all of your room, of course, and that is the real usable square feet. So my room is 9 by 8. So I would multiply that together and then multiply that by 3/5, and my usable space is little note here. I forgot to. It's actually more than that. Where's my thing? It's actually minus the -5 for each door. So say your room is 100 square feet, okay? And you have 2 doors. You would minus 10 for those doors. So it would be length times width times 3/5 minus 5 would be the equation for finding the usable area in your room. And I had a original usable space of 33 feet and 33.2 feet. So that is the ideal amount of area that I should use in my room, for not including walking space. And after going through all that and multiplying all of the dimensions of my bookshelf, my bed, and other items on the ground, I came with a 32, which is 1.2 feet off of that ideal. So if I were to throw a beanbag in that corner over there, that would basically make it complete usable space. So which means if I divide if I divide 32 by 33.2, my average would be a 96. So that's the 96 is what my number is out of 100 for just the usable space on the ground. Now, usable space for the walls is the faces of 4 sides of your walls minus the obstructable items in your room, like that are not things that like doors and windows. So like this desk right here, that takes off area that I can't use. My storage unit takes off area. My bookshelf, that takes off area. So it's the plus also the doors and windows, the total size of those. So like my door is 3 by 8, but it's not just the size of the door. It's the size of the door. It's the width of the door, all the way up to the ceiling. So because you can't really put pictures and bookshelves on top of your door because there's not really, you can't really see up there and there's not much room. And also just makes more sense. So it's the width of the door or the window all the way up and all the way down. So my ideal space after going through this formula right here. Oh, I forgot one part. It's multiplied by 1/3 because you don't want to have a bunch of like pictures on the ground, like near the ground, right? And you don't want to have them too high. So it's the third middle area is the ideal spot for all your pictures and items. I came out to a 24 square feet of usable space, which is, okay. And I used 22 usable square feet. So I got a 91 on the used wall space. Now you can follow along with all of your stuff as well by filling in the blanks and just multiplying. It's simple algebra, so you should be able to figure it out. And then next is the design. Now this one is on color. On a color wheel, if the colors are complementary or supplementary, that means that they're next to each other or really far away, I think those are the right terms, from each other, then you get 100. That's if there's 2 or 3. Now, if the variable of colors is greater than 3, and this includes like shades and stuff. So if you have like my design of my room is white and it is blue. I have dark blues and I have light blues. But if I had a green, a pink, and a purple in there, those aren't the same colors. So the equation is 7, which is the ideal number. This is the number of colors that are like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, times x, the actual number, where x has to be greater than 3, plus 4 times 100. So basically, I only had 2 colors in my room, white and blue, so I'm fine. But say I had pink, green, yellow, purple, and red. I had 5 colors. It would be 5 plus 4, which is 9 over 7 times 100, which would be what? You'd get a 77. So there's that. Next is items in your room. So like say you have Peter, you have some katanas in the corner or something, right? You have some action figures on the wall, or on your little shelf, right, on your top of your bookcase. If it is smaller than 2 inches by 2 inches, it gets a point value of 1. If it is between that and 6 by 6, it gets a point value of 3. If it's between that and 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, it gets a point value of 5. Now, if it's bigger than 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, it becomes furniture. Now you add all of those numbers together, and that is your x value. Okay, if x is less than 20, then your equation is 20 over x times 100. If x is less than 20, then it's x over 20 times 100. And I came out with I had a point value of 17, which means I should add a couple more things to my room. And out of 20, so I got an 85 on that. Now, the usability of room is its intended purpose. No, it's basically just your intended purposes times the amount of intended purposes there are. It's kind of simple. So say you're finding the ideal, perfect bathroom. It's washing your face. It's going to the bathroom, and it's taking a shower. Those are 3 different type of things you do in this room. And if you're missing a toilet, you get a 66 because that's you don't have a toilet, right? Now, for a bedroom, the different intended purposes are storage for your clothes, your bed, storage for like your items, like books and stuff, and personal items. Those are I would make a bedroom be, right? And I completed all 4 of those things. I have a bunk bed, I have clothes storage, I have normal storage, and I have personal items. So I got a 100 on that one. Now, next is the mess on your floor. Just assume that your floor is clean. If it's just a room, it's kind of part of the furniture, so he's going to get a terrible usability score. But basically, just clean your room, please. Then we won't have this problem of an actual equation. Next is the organization. It is basically the types of items. This one's kind of hard. So basically, it's a groupage, right? It's so say I have a bunch of keyboard parts. That's one type of things. I have books, one type of thing. I have drawing stuff, one type of thing, right? You find the total of all the different types of things, and then you find how many places there are for those things. So I have drawing stuff, right? I have tons of drawing stuff, but I have 3 spots for that. So I add 3 to the total of spots. That is my number of types of number of types of items is P, or the proper place to put them. Okay, you basically take the number of types of items and you put it over how many different places you have them. So an ideal thing is each type of item has this one spot you put it. This is excluding clothes though. So you have, basically you want to get 100 and you multiply it by 100. So if I have 6 over 6 times 100, that's still 100. But I had 11 over 13 because I had 13 spots to put things and 11 types of items, and I got an 84. And then if it's if P is, or P of the paces is less than T, like say you have 50 types of items, but you all throw them in one junk drawer, then you swap them, and you stink. You should really clean your room. So yeah. And last is, this one's kind of junky, but get at least 5 people for this one. It is appeal to your surrounding people. Basically, you ask everyone, 1 to 10, what would you rate my room on your feelings of it? And then you take the average of that, then you multiply it by 10. I had 8, 8, 8, 9, and 10, which means my average is a 88.6. Multiply that 10 is an 86. Then you take all of those numbers, you average them all up, and divide by 7. And that is your score compared to 100. Now, after I did that, I got a 91 out of 100, which means my room is more perfect than yours, Peter. Check the math.